You probably already know how to use Canva, but every time you open it to design a simple Instagram post that should take you around 20 minutes, you find yourself 2 hours later still tweaking fonts or changing colors. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you. I'll show you how to create fast, professional looking Instagram carousels without overthinking every design decision or spending hours in Canva. And stay watching until the end, because I have a little gift for you. A common mistake a lot of people make when designing is not to have the content ready. And by this, I mean the written content that you're gonna have on your Instagram carousel, for example, or a particular set of images you absolutely need to have in that carousel. This is actually the first step or the first tip I want to give you today. Please have that written content or those images ready and handy. Once you have this ready, you're gonna follow step number 2, which is to explore the template library. Now, we are here in Canva, we are in the templates section, and for you to save a lot of time, instead of scrolling down and browsing the template library, what you want to do is to actually search for what you need. So in this case, I'm gonna type Instagram carousel, hit enter, and then from here, I have only Instagram carousels in this search result. If you want to refine this search result a little bit further, you can actually type some other keywords in here. So Instagram carousel, only text, and see what do we have in here. As you can see, we have refined a little bit more this search result, and we see more templates that only have text in them. So now, another thing that I want to show you in here is that when you search for Instagram carousel, you now see templates that have multiple pages. And this is important because in this kind of designs, you will have already a cover for your carousel, some other designs or layouts that work really well for the middle section of the carousel, and some of these designs, they will also have a call to action page at the end. So this is going to save you a lot of time because you will have all of these designs ready and they will look all cohesive in the same carousel. Now, let me show you another keyword example. Let's say that you want to create an Instagram carousel, but it doesn't need to be only text. You have some images that you can work with, or you are happy to use the images available in Canva. So instead of using the keyword only text, we can go for the topic of your Instagram carousel. So let's say that you want to create an Instagram carousel in which you talk about productivity. So I'm gonna type here productivity and hit enter. And now you can see that in this search result, we have narrowed down the options to only templates related to this topic. This will be super useful if you already have the written content of your carousel, but you still want to have some images in your carousel. So let me show you here an example. Let me open this template here. As you can see, we have different images related to the topic. And in this case, you will only need to change the written content on the design. The images are already there. I'm pretty sure the designer that created this Instagram carousel already spent a lot of time trying to find the perfect images for this carousel. So why not take advantage of this and save that time? Now let me go back to Instagram carousel. I want to talk about tip number 3. When you're here in the template library searching for the right design or the perfect template for you, is not only about searching for the right keywords, but also paying attention to the layout of the designs available in here. The first thing you can ask yourself in order to choose a template is if you want to use images on your design or not. This can make a big difference in the time that you're gonna spend designing your carousel. So as I already showed you, there are plenty of designs only using text. If you have your written content ready, it's only a matter of changing the content inside the text boxes. So let me show you here. We have, for example, this template that is using only text, maybe a couple of pages here and there that are using images, but you can delete them if you don't want to use any image at all. What about using a template that is using only text, but you also also want to have a little bit of color here and there. There are designs like, for example, this one, in which we have these elements in the background bringing some color and some fun to it. This is just for you to know that there are plenty of different designs only using text, so I'm pretty sure you can find a design that really aligns to your brand and your message. Now, let's say that you really want to use images on your design. No worry, you can see that there are plenty of different options. But if you are going to use images on your carousel, I want you to pay attention to the following. Let's take, for example, these 4 designs in here. These 4 templates have images, and these photos are portraits. So if you're going for a design like this, make sure that if you are using your own photos, you have a similar photo to replace the one on the template. If you're going to use exactly the same images provided in the template, then you don't need to worry. So now let me give you an example in here. I'm going to scroll down because I saw this template that I really liked. So I'm going to click here and customize this template just to show you what I mean by replacing the image with an image similar to the one we see in here. So let me show you the image that I know I can replace for the one that we have on the template. I have here in uploads a folder with the image that I believe I can use. So as you can see, the picture that we have in the design is someone taking a selfie, and I have exactly something like that. I was taking a selfie in here. So let me create a duplicate of this page so we can see the before and after. You can see that there is a little doodle on top of her head, and because I'm replacing the photo with something pretty similar, I'll be able to use exactly this same element. So all I have to do is to double click and simply adjust the position of the photo. I can also play around a little bit with this doodle. I don't want to spend too much time playing with it, but as you can see, it took me just a couple of seconds. I just replaced the image, adjusted the position, and adjusted the size of this doodle. So we went from this design to this one in just a couple of seconds. All I have to do is to change the text, and if I want to go a little bit further and make it aligned with my brand, I can change the font, the colors, and why not the doodles if I want to really make this design look like our brand. Now let me show you another example on how to choose the right template. Let me go here to this search result. I already see here a template that is using an image that I know I can use. So I'm gonna click here, customize this template, and in this same folder, let me go to folders, personal, I have this image. You can see that the subject in this photo is right in the middle of the image, and I have a photo in which you see me right in the middle of the image. So I can simply drag and drop, and as you can see, these doodles are almost in the perfect place. I can just move them a little bit so they adjust perfectly to my image. Another quick example could be this template that we saw on top of the page. Let me click in here, customize this template. So I'm going to duplicate this page, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I'm gonna use my picture in here. So I'm going to uploads, folders, personal, and I want to use this image in here. So again, I'm dropping the image. This template is a little bit different because as you can see, we have this image without a background, but we're gonna make it work, and this is going to be super fast. I'm adjusting the position of this image. I'm trying to align the subject on my image, so basically ourselves, more or less to where this lady is in the design. Now I'm bringing my photo again one more time, and I'm selecting the photo from the design, from the template. I'm clicking copy style, and then I'm pasting that style in my own image. I have Canva Pro, so that's why I was able to use the background remover feature, and my photo is without a background. So now all I have to do is to stretch this image so I can put it on top of the other one, and we can hide ourselves in there. Now the next step is to delete the photo of the girl that was originally in the template, and that's it. All I need to do is to customize the text that we have here on top of the page. So you can see that we went from this template, this is the original design, to this in just a couple of minutes. If not, I would say that you can actually do it in a couple of seconds. Now, I want to show you a couple of mistakes that some people may do, and that's why their designs are not actually looking professional. So let me take, for example, this design right here. Let me customize it. And as you can see, the photo that we have in the background is a close-up of somebody working on the laptop. But what happens if I go to my images and instead I add this image? You can see that my face is behind the text. Remember that this template was created by a professional designer and they already spent hours trying to make this template look very professional. So try to pay attention to what it's already there in the design and try to think if you already have similar images to this. So what if instead of using this image that I showed you, I use a photo like this one, but instead of seeing my face, I'm going to stretch the image so we can see only the laptop. As you can see, this works much better because we are using something similar to the original image used on the design. So as you can see, I used a section of my own photo instead of just dragging and dropping the photo because as you can see, my photo is behind the text. So these are little details that you need to pay attention to the templates, to the designs in order for you to create professional looking carousels. And what's even better, you can create them in just a few minutes. And talking about Instagram, I'm just thinking that maybe the next tutorial I can create for you guys is one in which I teach you how to edit reels. Please let me know in the comments if that's something you would like to watch, and if there is enough of you interested, I'll make it. If you want me to create that kind of tutorial, what is it about reels that you really want to learn? Is there something in particular that you are struggling with? Please let me know because I'll take the comments in this video as inspiration for the next tutorial. So most probably I'll be answering your questions in that video. Tip number 4 is to save those templates that you really liked and that were easy and fast to customize. This is pretty simple. When you are here in the template library and you find that template that you really liked, you're going to hover on the design and you'll see this little star. You're going to click on this star and you're going to see that that design or that template has been starred. This is going to help you out later because maybe in the future, in a couple of months, you come here to Canva, you search for Instagram carousel, and because there are new templates being added to the library, probably you won't find this template right here. It could be buried. It is very possible that you will see new templates in this section. So you have started your design or your template, and where do you find it after? You're gonna make sure that you have this menu opened. You're gonna go to templates. We are already in this section, and then you're gonna go to start content. And here you'll find that template that you just start, and you can use it again and again whenever you need it. Another tip that you can use is that if you found a template, like for example this one, it was easy to use, you like the style, maybe you also like the font and you want to continue using it, you can check the profile of the creator that designed this template. So you can find here the creator, so I'm gonna click here on the name so we can check the profile, and then from here you can scroll down, but what I do recommend is that you search for carousel or any keyword related to the template that you liked. So you can see in here that this is the template that we liked. We also started, and there are some other templates using exactly the same font or a font that is pretty similar. So you can use these other templates to create more carousels and for them to still look good and cohesive on your Instagram account. And again, if you go to that creator profile and you see templates that you like, don't forget to start them. And the last tip is not only going to save you time, but is also going to ensure that your Instagram profile looks very professional. You probably already know that there are optimal Instagram post sizes, and this optimal size tends to change with time. For a long time, we were only able to upload square posts to Instagram. Then we were able to upload 4x5, which actually dominated the feed. And now it's a different format, is 3x4. And this is very important for you to know because if you upload a square carousel to your profile, the cover is going to look cropped. Therefore, your profile is not going to look professional. So again, when you're trying to find the perfect template, instead of going for a square format, like for example this one, you can see here, it says square is 1080 by 1080. I suggest you go for a portrait mode. It can be something like this or like this. And let me show you something here. This one and most of the templates in Canva are 4 by 5. But as we already saw in here, in 2026, there is a new optimal aspect ratio, which is 3 by 4. But this format is the closest. So if we resize this format to a 3 by 4, there are not going to be too many adjustments to make. So this is pretty simple. You are just going to go to resize, go to custom size, and in here you are going to type 1080 by 1440. Let me just double check with Google. 1080 by 1440. Perfect. I'm going to select this new custom size, and then in here you can either copy and resize or resize this design. I'm going for the second option, and as you can see, the design is ready. I just need to adjust this image a little bit, and that will be it. And if you want to use the resize option, remember that this is a Canva Pro feature. You can see here the little crown. We have a 30-day free trial of Canva Pro in the description. Alright, now you know how to create Instagram carousels faster and how to make them look professional. If you want to have the steps that I showed you in this video handy the next time you open Canva, I've put together a simple checklist you can use before designing anything. It is free to download and you'll find the link in the description. I'm gonna leave here on screen another tutorial in case you're having issues being consistent on social media. I think this video is really going to help you. And I think this is it for this tutorial, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!